A student produced this for UND's TV show, Studio One.
A study published by Psychology Today says people benefit in many different ways from being surrounded by animals. Some people have the pleasure of experiencing this every day at work. The Red River Zoo's Erica Prokrym brought some animals from the other side of the planet. Thanks for being with us today, Erica.
Oh, my pleasure.
So I know you brought some Australian animals with you, but you also brought somebody else, right?
I did actually. I brought my assistant today. Her name is Tahsa Olson, and she's actually my assistant currently. In the summer, she's going to be our lead junior zookeeper coordinator.
Great.
Which is our really cool teenager program.
Awesome. So can you tell me a little bit about the friend you have with you right now?
Yes, this is actually Miss Callie. She is a lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo, and she's actually a critically endangered animal.
Okay, so is she a popular animal then?
She is a popular animal in the pet trade, and it's in fact what caused her to become endangered. She is fairly common in the pet trade, as I said, but she was so popular that they took a lot of them out of the wild so that their native populations were actually damaged.
I know that there are many different types of cockatoos. What sets her apart from the other type?
Mostly her looks. You'll notice she's got these beautiful yellow feathers on her crest here. Sulfur, that's what the sulfur in her name refers to as yellow. She's got the yellow in her crest. She's also got this beautiful yellow coloration in her wings.
Very beautiful.
And she can actually be told by the yellow spots on her cheeks.
Okay, very cool. So I know that this animal is known for their loud vocalizations as well. Why is that?
Well, they're not going to sound like the birds outside your window here in Fargo. She's a rainforest bird, so those calls have to be heard really far through dense foliage, through a lot of that background noise of being in a forest with lots of animals and, you know, rain falling and that sort of thing. And so it's actually a very harsh sound.
And you mentioned to me earlier that she's an intelligent animal. Why is that?
They're very social animals, and so they name their babies. They know their names by the time they're 3 weeks old. And they work together in groups too, even when they're eating. A group will eat on the forest floor, and one bird will actually keep watch from the tree and will call out when it sees danger. So they do stuff like that.
That's incredible. And actually we can switch to the next animal if you want to tell me a little bit about what's coming up.
So our next animal is a reptile, and he's actually from Australia proper. A lot of people, when they think of Australia, you know, they think of it as a dry, desert, sandy place, and so he's from that sort of environment. You can tell from his coloration.
What's the name?
He's actually an inland bearded dragon.
Okay. Why is it named bearded dragon?
He's named bearded dragon because he's got this cool flap of skin under his chin here called a dewlap. And when he's trying to impress the ladies, or if he's feeling nervous, he'll actually puff it up big, and he'll puff the rest of his body up big, and his beard will get dark. And he'll try to scare that predator away. So
when you hear dragon, it's kind of scary and it sounds dangerous. Are they dangerous?
Oh, this guy is totally not dangerous at all. He actually is also found in the pet trade as well, fairly common. But dragon's actually a common term for a lot of the different kinds of lizards you find from that part of the world.
Oh,
like
okay.
Komodo dragon?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, same thing.
What types of food does this one eat? He's
an omnivore, so he likes to eat a little bit of everything. At the zoo, he actually eats crickets, mealworms, and a variety of produce items like lettuce and green beans.
Oh, yum. So what's his natural habitat?
Natural habitat's going to be the drier, sandier areas of Australia. He likes to kind of get up in a nice perch area, you know, on top of a rock or something, survey the area, look for something tasty, and go find it, while avoiding being eaten by birds of prey. So that's his life.
Great. Well, we can switch on to the next animal, but in the meanwhile, how big does this animal get?
So what you're seeing right here is a normal size for a bearded dragon. They can get to be up to 2 feet long. I'm using water here on my hands though because my next animal is actually an amphibian, and I want to make sure that I don't dry out her skin too much.
Okay, and what animal is that?
So this is actually a cane toad.
A cane toad, you said?
Yes.
And how big does this animal get?
They get to be about this big. The toads that you find on the edge of their range are going to be leggier as opposed to the toads that are found you know, more in the original areas of their range. Oop,
all right.
Sorry, just give me a second here.
So you mentioned earlier that this is a poisonous animal. Is that bad for us? Is that dangerous?
The only recorded deaths from cane toad poison are actually from people that ate the cane toad. what they do is they actually secrete it from between their shoulder blades.
Oh, okay. What kind of food, I guess, does this animal eat?
This is also an omnivore, and that's part of the reason why there's such a problem in Australia right now, is they like to eat anything that basically fits in their mouths. So they're out competing the local frogs, and also that toxin is killing the snakes that try to eat them.
Okay, so you said it's a part of the problem. What other problems do they cause?
Oh, so as I said, they're out competing both the native wildlife and then killing off their predators.
Okay, and you said it's an invasive species. What does that mean?
So invasive species are animals that are introduced either on purpose or on accident to an area where they're not from, that are out competing the local wildlife and replacing them. So like Australia's snake population is being affected in the fact that they're getting more of the smaller snakes, and because the cane toads are killing off the bigger snakes that are trying to eat them.
Okay. Can you find this type of toad in your backyard?
You would definitely not find them here in your backyard in Fargo. You'd find them in the Amazonian rainforest.
Okay.
And they're not a problem at all because they've co-evolved with other predators that can handle their toxin.
Okay, and one last question for you. How does the zoo get access to all of these animals?
Well, we're an AZA accredited institution, so that means that we actually have a lot of sister zoos that we can trade animals with, and that's very common nowadays, and that way zoos don't have to rely on interrupting and disrupting native populations of wild animals. Okay. Some of the animals you saw today are actually rescues, where we were taking someone's pet they could no longer care for. But the thing you have to remember with our animals is that a lot of our animals that we use as our program animals that have been rescues, they can live for 20 years or more. Our cockatoo you saw today, she can live to be 80 years old. So obviously the zoo cannot take a lot of them.
Right.
But those are some of the lucky few that we've been able to rescue.
Awesome. Well, great. Thanks for being with us today. Thanks for bringing all of your friends as well.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.